We're back with Harrowings in the Passing Show. Beautiful day here in Washington, D.C. The peonies are just about done for the year, but they were lovely. Some white ones there. Also, pretty much done. But we got some of these yellow flowers here. And my neighbor's place is for sale. That's at the very end of the courtyard back there. Three-story townhouse kind of level condominium, like three rooms, one after the other. And yeah, so that's good. Got some interesting books in the bookstore provided by the Romanian, or the little free library provided by the Romanians of DC outside the Embassy of Moldova, where their primary language is Romanian, as I understand it. Coming around by McClellan's Retreat. No droids allowed. I don't know. Let's and serve their kind. So, won't be long before people have their droids with them. Any day now. Heading up to 18th Street along Florida Avenue to go to the UPS store. They're back a different way. Let's see how it all ends up. I was very happy to be at Lost City Books recently on 18th Street. Find a copy of Colin Wilson's The Outsider, 1956. He's 70 years old. He was a wee tyke when it was written. Part of his circle, I think, is still around. Stuart Holroyd wrote The Elements of Gnosticism. In my possession now. It's a result of encountering Gary Lachman and reading up on the angry young men writers of post-war Britain, of which Colin Wilson found himself lumped into, and it's a prime example. He didn't like that. He thought of himself as not so angry. He's more optimistic, actually. We all could have prime experiences, peak experiences. There's nothing like the danger of death and the awareness, the shock of our temporary nature that can bring us alive. Psychologically, I think a lot of us are unprepared for that eventuality that we will depart, and that after that point, the living will be left with the awareness of our departure, but will quickly go back to sleep about it and continue to live their lives more or less automatically, missing a lot of the peak experiences that one can have in life. Fly is now gone. They're turning this into the Geneva. You can see the ongoing demolition happening as they gut the building and tear up a good bit of its exterior there right near the parking garage. And this ongoing work creating a fair amount of dust, debris, but a few porta potties out. Fly was there for a while. Spin cycle classes in a stadium kind of arrangement. Where it was before that, Vision Cinema had briefly as part of AED's complex, the Academy for Educational Development, which occupied the site for quite a while. A 50-year-old non-governmental organization, NGO, which did work with USAID funds around the world. It came down because of some malfeasance in Pakistan and Afghanistan that didn't get reported in a timely manner. The USAID, who pulled the funding for the organization, making it an example to others. And boom, 50-year-old organization with 4,000 employees came down rather rapidly. What was left of it was bought by FHI 360, which I believe continues operations today. So that may be where a lot of the Academy for Educational Development AD.org folks ended up. It's part of my saga because my wife was the associate director for corporate training there, a job she really enjoyed, I think, for most of her 11 and a half years at the organization. She was well thought of by her colleagues and achieved quite a bit. Then one thing led to another, and the board here was cut with the first 20% of the company to go, which is often a good thing. Beautiful thistles going up there. You never know who you might see on the passing show. I'm just heading to send some paperwork to our financial manager, move my funds into his management. It's going to take care of me going forward. And hopefully we'll have enough to have a comfortable retirement when such time comes. I'm not retired yet, officially, although I have stepped back from making the six-figure incomes that I've been making in past years. And I'm happy to do it, actually. Doing a little front of house work at a cafe and making sure that folks get a good experience here in Washington, D.C. So come by if you happen to be available to be in D.C. at Daily Provisions. Most of us Daily Provisions workers are in Manhattan, but the Union Square Hospitality Group includes this organization, Daily Provisions, as well as many others like Shake Shack, if you've heard of that. Danny Meyer, Enlightened Hospitality calls it. And I want to do a lot more, promotion of his ethos. He's got puts his employees first, his customers second, and on down the line. I feel pretty good about it, I think, for the most part. I was thinking today about getting into situations where I might have conflict. We don't really have much. We just keep on being who we are, left foot in front of right foot, and try to treat each other with mutual respect. And it seems to be a good dynamic. As long as we don't have very high expectations, it's easy to have a lot of gratitude. Oh, graffiti there. This place is in sympathy with the Ukraine. We should not forget the kinds of sufferings that are going on in the world. Most of us could probably do better than we're doing right now if we'll stop pushing and shoving each other, trying to exert power. Did a bit of reading about power. Hi. Earlier yesterday. It's a little book called, what was it called? I've forgotten now. Something about a bell. Set in the Civil War. 1885 book it was. I have to look it up again. Somewhere it's stored in my memory. UPS store. Passing Lucky Buns. Her diner. Happy Mother's Day. Miguel, Democrat for DC Council, Ward 1. Chicken Paradise. Wilson's Barbershop. A little bit of everything. Dreamed last night that I need a haircut. I don't. Not yet. But I sooner or later. Across the way is what was al fresco. It didn't last long at all. There's a lot of construction to build the thing. In California, it's sitting empty now for quite a while. Yeah. Some Yarrow, I believe. Luminella. And continue uphill until I get to the UPS store. I want to remind everyone that every cent we spend is a vote for the kind of world we co-create. Every action, every decision we make puts us where we are if we're not happy with where we are, how things are. We need to use our voices to be the change we want to see in the world. I was on a little earlier today watching a live on Substack with Jessie Paris Smith from London, and she's getting ready to be at a Brighton performance by her mother. I remember Brighton, 1993, when I went there with my ex-wife and parents. Is what it is. I'm not there now. Patty was just recently in Venice, helping to open the Venice Biennale, including the Holy Seas representation there, doing a spoken word poem, I understand. Helped open that. Tried to amplify it with a couple of photographs. What a wonderful world we live in. Everybody doing the best they can with what they have. If they knew better, they'd do better. Have to be aware and awake about fast fashion and so many other factors that weave the world we're co-creating. So I'll drop this off here at the UPS store momentarily. There it is. Going to Orlando, Florida. Hopefully it'll get there safe. All right. Thanks. Ready to go? You like receipt? Sure. That'd be helpful. I'll make sure I get it back. I'll send that off to him. Thank you. Appreciate it. Another receipt. So there it goes. In and out. So you never know who you'll see on the passing show or what you'll see. So we'll go up through the core of Adams Morgan because we can. I think I need to set this in my pocket. DC is pretty lovely. C53 Congress Heights. Retail space for lease there. That. Gorgeous. Hopefully it wasn't too crowded. A amazing proverb. Should we go across the street here? No. Not yet. Not yet across the street. Town Tavern. It's such a beautiful evening. Afternoon, I guess. No, 5:02, evening, whatever. Might stay out a while. Take in the crimson begonias, I think. Scarlet begonias. Punk, hardcore, indie, rock and roll. Smash. It's been there a little while. Spring Porch Fest t-shirts. That was a mass of people. I walked up through here about 2 Saturdays ago. Wall to wall people. Kind of exciting. Kind of nice to see. So many human beings. And there still are a lot of human beings, not as many as Porch Fest drew. But, here it is. Folks making their way from dawn to dusk and back again. It's what we do. And we're standing on a planet that's evolving and revolving at 900 miles per hour. Living 19 seconds around the sun, 19 miles per second. So it's reckoned. And if you're thinking small, insecure, just remember how unlikely is your birth. We are very unlikely. Highly miraculous. Left foot, right foot. Keep on moving. It's a bakery. Everything is gluten free. Yeah. Tiki on 18th. Adams Station built in 2003. A condo place with an ice cream store at the bottom. Crossing this street. Walking back and forth. It's Kena. I think I'll continue up to Tiny Vinyl. I might drop into Lost City Books. See what they have on the shelves for me. Definitely was moved by one of those volumes by Carl Jung on UFOs they got for $250. I think it's the first US edition. There's a reading. Got to read. He's actually a little bit wrong. Have to expand one's mind with other voices. Who do we have so far today? Not many. Well, I can't even read them really. Echoes of the Heart, maybe. Tom Thompson, Wealth with Carrie, Kiana. Good to see you all. Just the five of us walking along on the passing show. It was right in here that I had Lori Cardilla join us one day. It's nice to have her on. She's been doing a new film called The Trip. I think that's going to be out on Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken. I have to see it. Adams, Oregon. Restaurant and bar. Live music nightly. No baseball hats worn inside ever. Okay. I keep that in mind. Andy's Pizza by the Slice. Lost City Books. Yes. The world is flat. Meaning of the 20th century. Great transition. Chaucer in the 15th century. $1 to $5 a book. Books Philo. Some books. Reasonable enthusiasts. 5 Enneagram types. Well, it's just type 5 alone. Yeah, there's a lot of books been published, available at a fairly cheap rate. Let's see what's on. Yeah, CG Human Flying Saucers, 250. Still a copy of, yeah, Infinite Jest autographed. 1996, 5,000 bucks. An Oblivion Stories signed, 1,000. Girl Curious Hair also signed first edition, 1,000. So three. Solzhenitsyn, Nabokov, Harlan Ellison, Deathbird. Stories. I like Harlan Ellison a lot. 10 bucks. Best short fiction. So there you go. It's a little bit about Deathbird. Harlan Ellison was a prolific and powerful writer for motion pictures and television, has been one of America's finest short story writers for more than 20 years. Dangerous Visions. Well worth it. Pathfinder by James Fenimore Cooper. I remember going up to his neck of the woods when I was younger. Jean Paul Sartre, The Age of Reason. First great existentialist novel. Was reading about nausea through the lens of something. There's C.G. Jungman and Flying Saucers, 250. Rendezvous with Rama. I. Ins and Odds by Samuel Beckett, 8 new dramatic pieces. Susan Sontag's Death Kit novel. My father was born the same day as Susan Sontag. See what it says about this one in the file. This is a picture of her. Pretty good one. Pretty good portrait of her. And front flap. I didn't tell you much. 15 bucks. Oh, Shelley. Chrome Yellow by Huxley. 20 bucks. Norland literary controversy have surrounded the author of Brave New World and Point Counterpoint. Since his first novel, Chrome Yellow, was denounced on both sides of the Atlantic, it was forbidden to the young and even credited with or blamed for, according to the viewpoint, the downfall of post-Victorian standards of morality. Aldous was never, apparently, a beginner writer. Chrome Yellow was instantly hailed as a finished work of a master. For more than 30 years, its wit and perfection remain undimmed. That's a Bantam classic version. J.D. Salinger's 9 stories. Central Erasmus. Day After Tomorrow. Heinlein. Oh, there's something else along here that I saw that I was thinking I wanted. And now I lost it. The book is, I think, based on Small Press Book Club, Absence. It's a Quincy. Situations for John Paul Sartre. Start on theater. Yeah, those are gems. Oh, I could eat that up with a spoon. Let's see what we got here. Chaucer in the 15th century. $4. How much is the meaning? Also $4. Kenneth E. Boulding. Originally, it was less. Sociology. Let's take a look at its science as the basis of the Great Transition, the significant social sciences, the war trap, the difficult takeoff, population trap, entropy trap, full of ideology, strategy for the transition. 1964, year after I was born. Version 65. It's tempting. Mm, yep. More transitions. Still, only 5 of you logging in. That's fine. The passing show does bring you a little bit of who, what, when, and where from my perspective, and might take you along on the ride of me mentally, so to speak. I might comment, might not, but often I am commenting lately, trying to wake us all up to the fact that we are brief flashes on the surface of eternity, very temporary. Every day is a miracle that any of us are here at all, and we are collectively driving history a direction it's going. I have no idea what direction that is entirely, but I do what I can to spread the word, use my voice. As Patti Smith would say, I was on a little bit earlier watching Jessie Paris Smith and commented a couple times to her. She was talking about getting things for her space in Brooklyn and how she's naming them after the people that gave them to her or from which she acquired them. And there's a story attached to each one, of course. And in the end, we all become stories. Margaret Atwood said that. And I quoted that back, and she read it back and said yes. And she appreciated that. And I'm always trying to amplify the stories of others, get their voices out there, get my own voice out there, get it into the mix, hopefully inspire others to action. Because without us, who? No, if not us, who? If not now, when? All these folks are doing what they can with what they have. And look at that little one. We need to be good ancestors for that kid and their little tie dye. Why didn't you tell me? Onward. People live, people die. Heard about Larry Bell dying recently. I was very sad to hear that. He's lived a good life, did a lot of good for a lot of people, kind and loving. What more could be asked of us? Well, probably a lot more, including creating a body of work like I'm doing here. Looks like Tiny Vinyl is open. Let's see if Ty's in. And then maybe we'll do something else. You never know, you might see on passing show. And good, and you? Yep. Tomorrow. I'm opening tomorrow. Yeah. When was the last time you were in?